In 5, 4, 3, 2. I know, you see, somehow the world will change for me and feel so wonderful. Really? You guys aren't going to join me for that?
Oh,
I
we were
don't know
letting
the
you do the. I was letting you do the intro, Joe.
Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're going to get there and feel so wonderful.
Just cue us in when the intro music's over.
Wake up. I think we're good.
Yeah, give us the
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trade Deadline tonight. As of course, our intro music, Leave It All to Me by our house band, but our house band isn't here tonight, so by me.
Thank you so much,
Hi.
Joe, for that intro. Welcome to Trade Deadline tonight. My name is Dan Matthews.
Who the hell are? Excuse me. I think we have a stranger in the control room.
Oh yeah.
Could you introduce yourself, sir?
My name is Dan Matthews, and I've been commissioner with the Trade Deadline. This is my 4th year working on it. Apparently, also Josh Hader is racist.
Working on it. Working on it's an interesting phrase to use there for this year, Dan.
To be fair, he did provide the house you lived in last year while you were doing
That's
this
true.
game.
And I provided accurate warning. This is not like this was unexpected. I was like, hey, listen, I got something else going on. I will be back on Wednesday. Yeah. I'm taking sabbatical.
when you said the thing that you were like, I told Kaylee that I've got a commitment to you guys, blah blah blah. It's like, I mean, I'm not gonna be hurt if you don't keep showing up, but I'm going to continue to make the jokes about you not showing up. Like, yes, you have an actual life. That's fine.
Why does Joe still not have a face? Because I canonically died last year. Does nobody remember that?
Joe's a ghost.
In Trade Deadline canon, I am a ghost communicating to you from beyond the pale. That's why I don't have a face.
Yeah, we're really into continuity in these streams.
Fake Plastic Alex has yet to introduce himself, by the way.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm Alex. I'm Alex. This is my third year.
You know him from yelling at you.
I didn't even yell at anybody today. I said make better trades if you don't want your trade censored. Huh?
Although they did comment you showed great restraint compared to previous years where you yelled at them, and that it took longer for you to yell.
I didn't even yell at anybody. Are
you going to yell at us like that other guy did?
that was earned. I would do it again. I would put me in that same situation again, and I'll do it again. But this year I haven't had to do it. So,
all right. Should we get down to Trade Deadline tonight business?
And as always, I am Joe, aka Professor What. I have been one of the commissions running this game for the last 4 years, and I've been here the last few days, mostly running the writers' room, the literal bullpen of writers we have. So, yeah, this isn't wrestling. It's like actual stuff that's happening, and we're reporting on it.
Yeah.
Is there a you ghost Joe yet? Because if not, somebody should jump on that.
Somebody should jump
on that.
Why do you do
that? Why do you say these things out loud?
I do. I specifically say these things out loud because I really like it when people steal it.
You didn't seem very happy when people stole the Homestead Grace.
Oh yeah, I was really mad about that. But somebody actually, I think the person in like this year is probably still participating who stole Commissioner Dan, the username. I can't remember who that was. I think it was XS16. I'm like pretty sure it was XS16. So
somebody should sign Commissioner Dan up as a member of the Nationals.
Somebody should, yeah.
Like a Texas no trade clause.
Whoever runs,
I had to kick Commissioner Dan off the mod team of our Shy Cucks today.
Actual Commissioner Dan?
The Commissioner Dan, yeah. You Commissioner Dan had to be not as
serious. Yeah. What did they do?
We'll talk about that.
Well, we'll get to it, but yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm really looking forward to talking about that. Okay.
It's not what you think. It's not. No one tried to take over this up.
Oh, okay. Yes, yeah. I believe that's coming up in our overview. Okay, so
Dan, how did you feel about today in Trade Deadline?
I felt great. I think everything is running smoothly, which is nice. I've been popping in, and there's been I haven't felt like Troy Barnes from Community in that GIF where like running with pizza and everything's on fire. I haven't felt like that, which is really exciting for me. Because I feel like that most years we run into that kind of thing. I think we talked about this earlier. We're anticipating some more drama coming up in the next couple days.
The rise of the machines.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Alex, how's it actually been going the last 2 days?
It's actually been going really well. No, it really has been. I mean, I think, brief technical glitches aside, it seems to be. I would say this is the most positive game we've had since game that we've had in the time that I've been. Everyone seems to be having a good time, and it seems to be moving smoothly and quickly. And I don't know if we're getting better at it, or if the only people who sign up for it now are cool. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's going really well.
Yeah, not much to add there. Yeah, I honestly also think it's been a pretty smooth game so far. People this year seem to be really intent on asking before they do things, which is a strange feeling.
Yeah.
But also something we appreciate, because now we don't have to put out a fire after it's already started. We can be like, no, do not start that fire.
Yeah.
And people listen. It's great.
I've been privy to a couple of those things where people have just been like, hey, like, I don't know, what do you think? Talk to you guys. We discuss it. It's great. It's like how things are supposed to run. I feel like we haven't really been blindsided by anything.
No, we really haven't been. And for the most part, yeah, people have been really. Also, it's actually really funny. Users, not GMs, in the threads have been shutting people down about like free agency, and stuff like that, and player agents, like, because I haven't been traded. Is there such a thing as an agent? And like regular users who aren't us and aren't GMs or reporters are just like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, there was great. There was a great play from yesterday's AL Player of the Day, Podsbolt Saints, where someone was like, "How do I get an agent?" And he just came and said, "You don't."
Yeah,
it was great. I love Podsbolt Saints. That's why he got AL Player of the Day yesterday.
Do we have trophies yet? Or are those coming in the mail soon, Joe?
They are the same place that your coasters are, Dan.
They're very real, those coasters. They just happen to be here.
Yeah, I've won like 9 sets of coasters.
Yeah, actually, no. Okay, so half of the coasters that you've won are real. The other half, actually, I can. Have you even seen the coasters?
I have, actually. I've been to your apartment, and I've put wine glass on it.
A picture of the 59, the Stanton ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
yeah.
Make sure that you've seen those.
Send me a picture. You sent me a picture of them, which I guess I could print out and put on the coasters I already own.
I'll tell you what,
make them.
I use them sometimes when I look at them, and I'm like,
you're like, these belong to Alex, but also I need to remember to mail them.
I've had guests, and we've run out of coasters, so I've been like, yeah, just use these, but like, be careful with them, because like 59 faces on. Yeah, they're like, okay.
You're like, it's a bit. No, it's a bit.
No, you don't understand. So basically, like, I met these guys while doing this Reddit game.
My Reddit friends think it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the trophies are.
Should we explain the backstory behind this? Has this been explained?
I think it's funnier if they don't have that context.
All right, fair enough. I wanted to address the fact that we were building on something that we hadn't established.
Yeah, like we've said in the comments, the trade deadline game's lore is long and expansive and actually bleeds into real life.
Yeah,
we reference things that have happened.
Real life at this point.
Look out for the novelization of this year's trade deadline game coming out so shortly after the end of it.
Dan, you've been writing that. That's why you've been gone the last 2 days,
I'm
right?
telling you, the novelization of this game would sell so many copies. Everybody knows books are the industry to get into right now, and
they're coming back. They're coming back.
Telling you, paperback books are just flying off the shelves. I don't know whether it's because bookstores are closing or because people are buying them, but the shelves are gone. So that must mean
we're only going to publish this novelization in trade paperback. No other format. Just trade paperback. So you can take it with you.
Okay, so anyway, back to day 2 storylines. New York Hockey Rangers. Joe,
this one was great. Alex, do you want to fill Daniel in on that.
Yeah. So, the baseball sub for the Rangers team is our Texas Rangers. The co-GM that was specifically asked for, actually, by Reed 17, made a trade with the New York Yankees, and the Yankees bamboozled the shit out of them. The trade, they wisely, smartly cut some payroll while maintaining the fans in New York because they got sent to our Rangers, which are the New York Hockey Rangers.
That's really smart.
Yeah, so the fans get to stay right where they are, but they're off the books for the Yankees. It's brilliant. It's the shrewdest move we're ever going to see.
And who was the one who submitted that trade to Central Registry?
What was that?
Which team was the one that submitted that trade to Central Registry?
It was the Rangers. The Rangers screwed up their own trade. That's the thing. Like, so I mean, I was looking at it. Honestly, I was looking at it and I was like, I'm not going to approve this because this is the wrong trade. I was like, well, I guess I could just fix it. And then I realized that it was the fucking Rangers who did it. And I was like, well, if you can't get the name of your own sub right, like, you don't deserve to have these people. So,
and our Rangers is an active franchise, and as we've established in trade deadline continuity, the hard work of the RLBPA so many years ago.
Year two, we established this.
Established so many years ago that it's an active franchise, so it's a legal trade. And so we had players going from the New York Yankees to the New York Hockey Rangers. It was kind of brilliant.
Yeah, I guess can you get over, how do you get your own name wrong? Like, and this wasn't even like a Jose Taveras thing where, you know, it's close enough and it's supposed to be confusing. I mean, it just blew my mind.
Yeah. So we did tell those users they did have to report because the trade was a legal trade, but you know, I don't think they're complaining. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the New York Rangers it's not the worst team to be traded to.
Yeah. I wouldn't complain.
No, it's an odd move if you're expecting to get traded to a baseball team, though.
It is. It's a very strange move, but I mean,
no.
I wouldn't complain.
We might have a follow up on that later. But for now, do we want to move on to the broken spreadsheet?
Yeah. So I was briefly running the commissioner's office. By the way, this part of the story took place in like what, half an hour, Alex?
It was 15 minutes.
So it was 15 minutes. I was running the office, and I got a trade submitted to Central Registry. So I'm like, okay, cool. I go through the normal motions of making sure that the trade is approved and all of the users don't have conflicting NTCs. So I post it in the thread that it's approved. I update it in the thread, and I go fix it in the spreadsheet. After I've put in the final new subreddit, the spreadsheet breaks. So I have to go and revert it to like 5 minutes ago. I do it again. The spreadsheet breaks again. And this entire time GMs are like, so the spreadsheet's been down for 10 minutes. And I'm like, hold on, I'm fixing everything because Sheets takes a while to update, especially because we have the sheet automatically updating itself. I got it back on track, and then Alex was like, I was gone for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Here, give me the con.
I was so the Wi-Fi in my apartment is unreliable. So I went to the library at school, and I was on the third floor of the library, and I'd been in there for like 5 hours straight. And I was just like, hey, Joe, can you please, for the love of God, just give me like 15 minutes. So I go downstairs, there's a coffee shop, get a cup of coffee, I grab a sandwich, then I look at the phone, and the only message I see is, what's going on with the sheet right now? I was like, how the fuck did this happen? Like, I
don't know what I did.
What?
I legitimately don't know what I did.
Oh.
Do we still not know?
I fixed it. I got the trade posted properly, and then 2 trades were posted in the time that I was fixing that. So,
yeah. I mean, we would have actually been better off with me just not saying
like
a word
15 minutes and
just walked downstairs and gotten my coffee and my sandwich, and then I could have come back up, and no one would have been any the wiser. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and
So
then it
that
turned out also that GMs were looking at the our sheet, the commissioner use only sheet.
Yeah, that was problematic. They're like, this looks like it's in chronological order and it's wrong. And we're like, for the love of God, please don't touch that sheet. Number two, this is the one you should be using. Please refer to only this Lotto update. Yeah, so that happened. Again, I don't know what I did. I would blame one of the GMs, except for the fact that only we have access to that tab.
I feel like we should blame the GMs anyway.
I do think it is actually the GM's fault.
To be fair, it's their fault that we were editing it in the first place. If they just didn't trade anyone, we wouldn't have to mess with it.
That's true.
That's a really good point.
That's all I'm saying. Is like, whose responsibility is it, honestly, to make sure that we don't mess up that sheet? Doesn't sound like ours. It sounds like theirs.
This is tough to argue against.
Yeah.
It's hard to craft an argument that
We have a new chat in the Reddit trade from you, Nick Loving It, of the Toronto Blue Jays. Please trade me to a contender. So if the Blue Jays general manager is listening, you have your orders.
It's up to you whether or not you actually want to listen to that request.
Yeah, you don't even have to listen, but you can if you want to. Moving on to the next thing, the all NL trade, the 15-team trade. So I was not there today for that, shockingly, I know. But what happened? I can figure out a little bit of it.
Well,
which teams were involved?
It became difficult to get a hold of all of the GMs, and rather than wait, and we've got 5 days of trading, but no one ever wants to remember that. So it's like people.
Oh, we've got to get this trade done now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, this thing needs to happen. Well, we did the blah yesterday, so today we got to do the blah. And it's like, well, okay, but you're not actually ready to do it. So rather than show like any patience or restraint, they just, why is this happening? Why
are you here?
Why are you?
Oh God, he's back.
Are you in your car?
He's streaming from a car.
Oh man,
I always stream from my car. Don't you worry.
Could you introduce yourself, sir?
Hi, I'm Kuhan Luke. Of course, I am one of the commissioners, as you all know. Dealt with a lot of the trades today, a lot of your fucking bullshit. I just wanted to let you guys know that I was passing by my old high school, as where I did not tweet any racist things. Sorry, continue, Alex.
Yeah, just they didn't want to wait to get a hold of the GMs. It's just like somehow it didn't occur to anybody that it might be difficult to get 15 people on board all at the same time. So 2 teams from the NL got kicked out of the trade, and it became a trade with 13 NL teams and 2 AL teams. Honestly, so it just became a 15. Just became a 15-team trade, which is, absolutely an accomplishment. Just not as much of one.
Alex, your video is out too, just FYI.
No, I know that. I turned it off.
Oh, okay. So we're now down to, on a YouTube stream, one dude and another dude driving.
Yeah. Let's look safe.
I had to turn.
Hey, I'm great at streaming while driving. I did an entire Twitch stream while driving to St. Louis, and I only almost crashed twice.
I can't see any flaws with this plan. I'm going to be honest with you.
This is where I grew up. I know these streets like the back of my hand. Oh, that's new.
Hashtag Kuhan Bus for Hope.
It's not new. This is exactly how the street has always been. This is Hannah Road.
Yeah, it's going to be great
when our
trade deadline tonight becomes a snuff film. It's going to be an awesome. I'll tell you what, our views are going to go through the roof. It worked for that Paul guy, right?
Fucking Logan Paul.
Logan Paul,
I'm the Japanese guy from the Logan Paul video now. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yeah, all NL trade, that didn't pan out. We still did have a 15-team trade today, though. Still impressive.
I will say the all NL trade, there was a little bit of what was the word I'm looking for? Like a little bit of friction in that all NL trade, because apparently the Nationals were very quiet yesterday, and by the time they weren't quiet, they had already been replaced in the All NL trade. And he was like, "I told you I was willing to cooperate." He's like, "Yeah, but you already got replaced by that point." It's like, well, you had the opportunity to get your All NL trade, and you punted it because the Nats didn't respond to you quickly enough because you needed to get it done on day 2 instead of waiting until day 4.
So who was the Nats, and who was the other team that got thrown out?
I forget who the other team was.
So a couple things. First of all, Admiral Jones has contacted us. He has since been in communique, and would very much like to respond to such seething allegations from the commissioner's office. So we are going to.
I'm sorry. What I made no allegation on Admiral Jones's credibility.
I'm just saying. This is what I heard. This is what I'm reporting. This is breaking news.
Admiral Jones was GM of the day yesterday, and I think it was very much deserved.
Well, I'll tell you something. So we're going to have a little bit later on. We're going to have a GM's Respond segment. We already have 2 lined up. We have the Rangers and the Nationals. So look forward to that as soon as we get through the news of the day. So moving on from the NL trade, does anybody have any more thoughts on that?
No.
I will say real quick, I don't know, I'm sure this wasn't brought up. I had to do a little bit of doctoring on that trade. I mean, it wasn't like changing anything that GMs didn't know, but I did a little bit of work along with Pioneer on that trade. I made the trade work. This is an automatic.
Oh, stupid.
I wish I was shifting gears. I'm in 6th gear right now. I can go to the manual mode, but it's just up and down.
Hey, Diane, what kind of car do you
drive? This is a Volkswagen Jetta.
Are we going through a car wash on the stream right now? Is that the plan?
This might happen. I might go in the car wash on the stream.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so it was technically the way it was structured. It was basically structured as like 5 different trades that were just sort of mushed together. But it was 5 separate trades of like 2 3-team trades and like a 4-team trade and a couple of 2-team trades. So I had to work with Pioneer to make it actually a 15-team trade and not just like a bunch of similar trades. All right, I'm gonna get gas.
Wicked. This is enthralling YouTube content right now.
Commissioner Kuhan Luke did, in fact, draw out trade trees to make sure that was actually a 15-team trade instead of multiple smaller trades being reported all at once, which is good. That's the sort of work we do here. I will say for you continuity junkies, this trade was unofficially going to be called the Avalanche 2 before somebody said, no, that's dumb. Avalanche was a dumb name to begin with.
Nope, I disagree. Avalanche was amazing.
It was one of them, and it wasn't even accurate.
Yeah, it wasn't even accurate because there were 2 AL teams. It's more like the Alvanlanche. Nope, still bad. Even worse.
Still a bad name. So I suppose we can save the Washington Post sweepstakes and the misspelling sweepstakes then for when Admiral Jones gets on the call.
Yep, that sounds good.
But Admiral Jones did hold bid wars for those 2 power users today, even though the Washington Post has never posted in the game. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Scandal.
Speaking of our baseball mods, Jimothy Riggins was also apparently traded today. Did he mute this thing? Cool. Jimothy Riggins was also apparently traded today and wasn't notified. So he posted in the thing when somebody mentioned he got traded and was like, my old and my new GM did not tell me of this. And he used his mod powers to distinguish that post. It was kind of great.
Good for Jimothy. Good for standing up for him. It's important.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone, please welcome Jimothy Riggins to Cleveland. He deserves good things.
Oh, he'll like Cleveland. He's a good guy. He'll enjoy Cleveland.
He's a good guy. He likes good AL teams. He thinks the DH is better for baseball.
Wow. I did not know that. I'm gonna have to reassess a couple things. My opinions of Jimothy have plummeted. Breaking news.
I believe, was that Destiny Bond also traded today? Did we already talk about that?
Was that traded for who?
No. It was a signed picture of Destiny Bond who was traded.
Oh, a signed picture. I apologize. I didn't see that.
Picture of Destiny Bond was traded?
So the Tampa Bay Rays.
I will say a signed picture of Jimothy Riggins once got sold for like $40-$50. So
that's true.
Yeah,
that is very true.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I could.
Did you just hear the car wash noise?
I should start trading actual signed coasters of me.
Oh my god.
You give me the coaster you owe me? Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
No, it's a mug. I owe you a mug. I owe Alex.
Oh, you owe me a mug. You're right. You owe me a mug. You owe Alex coasters. That's what it was.
We are not carrying you, Alex.
So yeah. What else have we got going on? So Jimothy Riggins was the last thing, I guess, on news. So we're done with news. We need a ticker.
There were 2 more trades I went out of order.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to pull out the 2 Nationals things so that Admiral Jones could defend himself when we got to that point. There are rumors of a fuck the Yankees trade involving 29 teams, but we'll see if that gets done.
Mm-hmm.
Because it took this long for the.
I know they were trying to get that done to break on the show, but clearly they were not able to do so.
It's been posted in Central Registry, but it hasn't been fully approved yet. On that note, though, the Tampa Bay Rays have released a press release for immediate release from General Manager and President of Shitpost Operations, Professor Watt, July 17th, 2018, at 10 p.m. Mountain Time. From St. Petersburg, Russia, we here at our Tampa Bay Rays have submitted trades involving all of our original users to Central Registry. You know what that means? And then it's just a picture of George Bush's mission accomplished sign.
I like to use the old logo. I respect that, Joe.
Yeah. So that's a thing that I did.
Nice.
Okay. The Oakland Athletics traded for the letter D.
Oh, that was a fun trade. Yeah, I did. I processed that trade. That was fun.
Yeah.
Well, first they traded for the letter B, and then the letter C, and then the letter D. They're going through the alphabet, I believe.
Naim, you're missing a tooth now.
What are you talking about?
I feel like things are going the wrong way.
I'm now exiting the car wash, FYI. So
Naim's gonna be like, guys, I don't feel so good, and I'm like, the tooth's gonna fall out.
Mr. Matthews, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no. And then there was a Russell Martin trade, and I'm not entirely sure what happened with that. But
a photo of Russell Martin was traded.
Yeah, that was the Cardinals received. They sent Mr. Freeman and then some numbers or something like that in exchange for a photo of Russell Martin wearing only his underwear and a GIF of Johnny Cueto getting fucking wrecked by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Which is great because fuck Johnny Cueto, and I'd like to fuck Russell Martin. So win-win.
Yeah. And from there, I guess we can move on to awards because that seems relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Joe, this is all you. Do we have intro music for Joe?
Yes, we do. Naim, would you like to take it away?
I know. You see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. I don't have my guitar.
Thank you. Good enough. So we do have a last-minute ballot, which breaks a tie. So AL Player of the Day is now Jimothy Riggins for reporting to the tribe and for using his mod powers, I guess.
Hey, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
You are back.
I have so much
National
to
League
say.
Player of the Day. You're back?
I have so much to say. I have so much to say about old topics because you guys didn't hear me.
Has Alex been writing all this down? Do we have a 7 minutes?
No, I want to say this. I want to go back to something very quickly here.
Really quickly.
Welcome to Hot Takes with Fake Plastic Alex. Hot Takes.
One. The Destiny Bond signed thing. That was Joe's dumb trade after breaking the sheet 3 fucking times, and it was all fucked up. The entire trade was fucked up. They're sending the wrong shit to the wrong people. So Joe ruined the game for like half an hour straight. That's all. That was it. That's all I want to say.
To be fair,
also,
I did ask how long it happened over, and I said half an hour, and you said no, it was 15 minutes.
Well, no, the sheet
I
was 15 minutes.
I have some things to say. Fuck Joe. That's all I had to say.
Yeah. No. The other thing is, the Giants GM is the one who was like, who put together the faux all NL trade, and he made a really big deal about the room not having press in it. So I just kept saying stuff to Buster Olney, like, hey, just so you know, all this is going on. I mean, I leaked everything to him, And here's the thing: no one knew it was me because I wasn't in the chat saying, "Hey, reporters, I've got a scoop. PM me."
That was fucking great, dude.
People
Like,
do that
in the Slack,
all
everyone's
day.
like, "Hey, reporters, I've got a scoop." And
Yeah,
I
well, I know you're the source, you idiot. Like, why are you?
I understand that like most of the players don't see that. So for the players, it actually is a scoop. But for us, it's like, oh, I wonder who this came from.
Yeah. Well, it's just like say it in the chat.
Well, and they don't have access to the secret reporter channel like we do, so it kind of makes sense.
Well, no, it doesn't make sense because if you're going, just either PM them. Yeah, just send them the message, because the moment that you put it in the chat, like, I've got a scoop, reporters who wants it, we'll talk privately. It's like, you're already tipping us off that you're the source. You may as well just give us all the story.
Hey, I have a hot take that has nothing to do with this game or baseball or really anything. So last year, there's a local theater chain called Warenberg Cinemas, and last year they were bought out by a much larger, more regional theater chain called Marcus Cinemas. And I believe Marcus said they were going to keep all the Warenberg branding and stuff. But I just drove by the Warenberg Theater I went to as a child, and it says Marcus Theaters on it, and it made me irrationally angry. There's no reason for me to be angry about that, but it's not the same as it used to be, and I'm upset by it.
I got great news, guys.
Yeah, what's up,
I have
Joe?
great unrelated news.
Or Alex.
Cricket is unable to watch the stream tonight, so I can say whatever I want. I can be really unhinged. Just so you guys know.
For the first time,
Bug was in the chat earlier, right?
What's up?
Cricket was in the chat earlier.
Yeah, she does it. Well, our internet's out. She can't watch.
Wow.
Anyway.
Depriving your partner.
What if she goes full 4G as well? Starts streaming on her phone.
She literally just said that she's out of data for the month, which is impressive.
Oh.
Yeah.
So to recap really quick, for AL Player of the Day, we didn't get a last-minute vote from one of our reporters, which broke a tie. So now Jimothy Riggins is the AL Player of the Day for, I guess, getting traded and pointing out that he hadn't been notified he'd been traded. And then using his mod powers.
They could just be celebrating Jimothy Riggins.
Hey, so whoever saw the conference call.
Whoa.
Thank you.
I'm assuming that was Kuhan.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. In trying to mute my microphone, I sort of like went on the shoulder a little bit. So, you know those like grooves on the shoulder that you hit that goes on. I hit those. Yeah, the rumble strip. I don't know. I guess that's the word for it. Yep, that's what happened. That's what that sound was. Anyway, continue.
So for NL Player of the Day,
we're really gonna watch someone die. We are actually gonna watch someone die tonight.
I'm trying to give out awards here.
How would you like to die today, motherfucker?
Hold on, Alex, you streamed with me 2 days ago while I was on the fucking car as well.
Oh, I thought it was a terrible idea then too.
And that's when he made fucking jokes about the Boston Marathon bombing. So what's the more terrible idea?
One time.
Guys, see the tiki torches of Kansas City.
The world famous tiki torches of Kansas City, everyone.
Oh my gosh. This is we can see two people and hear three. And
are you okay, Dan?
Oh, Dan, use your words, Dan.
Such a wreck.
Use your big boy words, Dan.
Speaking of C2, where the fuck is young Joe?
You okay?
In case you were wondering and you wanted to hear something other than just Dan laughing his ass off, I'm now on I-64 eastbound.
Thank you.
So that's where the cops should go if they want to arrest somebody who's streaming well.
Wait, we know what type of car it is. Can we get the license plate number?
There may or may not be a law against this because I'm hands-free. Like it's mounted. I'm using my stuff hands-free, so I don't think there's technically a law against this.
There has to be a law against this.
My eyes are on the road.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll tell you this. It's not against the rules of Twitch.tv. So I don't know beyond that. I checked that 2 nights ago when I streamed my drive from the halfway point from McLean, Illinois, down to St. Louis. Anyway, Joe, who was NL Player of the Day?
Hashtag Kuhan Bust for Hope. EFITS 11, and I think there was an EFITS 11 sweepstakes. That might have been a thing.
EFITS 11 is a big Nationals giffer.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. He's probably the most valuable member of the Nationals right now.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah. I believe the Cardinals won the EFITS 11 sweepstakes this year. I believe we won him a couple years ago as well. Very happy to have EFITS 11 on the Cardinals. I mean, I'm a Mariners fan. I believe still, right? Did I get traded between an hour ago and now?
Probably not.
There's one in the queue that probably just hasn't been processed yet. But I'm as of now, I'm a Mariners fan. But it's definitely nice to, as a former Cardinals fan, I'm glad to have EFITS 11 join the team once again and have some nice gifts for when I return to my old club.
Nice. Yep. GM of the day goes to Buzz Thank You Street Eclair, Miss Buzz Thank You Street Eclair, for processing this next trade, for submitting this next trade, the Russell Martin trade. And I'm still not sure what the details are behind that. It was Cards and Buccos, right?
It was Cards and Buccos. Like I said, the Cardinals received a photo of Russell Martin in his underwear and a GIF of Johnny Cueto getting wrecked in exchange for Mr. Freeman something or other. 3141 maybe.
Good trade. That was also the trade of the day. So good trade from the GM of the day. Congratulations, Miss Bus. Thank you, Street Eclair.
She also was very quick to respond and very quick to confirm trades as well. I believe was a reason that people liked her.
Yeah,
her trade.
I campaigned. Yeah, I campaigned for her a little bit because a very little bit, but not to take credit for her victory, but
oh great, another man taking credit for the victory of a woman.
But well, we hired her. A bunch of men hired her. So, but no. Her she and Jack Cuss Comeback both have.
Hold on. To be fair, trade. I hired her as a moderator on our Cardinals first.
Therefore,
that's true.
All of her.
Therefore, all of her success is my success.
Exactly. Yeah. Except for the success that is attributed to Alex for hiring her to do this.
Yeah.
All of it is because of them in proportion.
But ultimately,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I also created the game, so all of the success from all of the GMs is mine.
Created the game.
Speaking of GH Morello, did he win Commissioner of the Day, Joe?
No, he did not. So, fun fact, I do have a finite number of selections for Commissioner of the Day on the ballot. So it's us 5, it's Deadline Commish, and it's Commissioner Emeritus or Honorary Commissioner? Honorary Commissioner?
It's Honorary Commissioner is what he's always been. Yeah, he's never Emeritus. Never.
Honorary Commissioner GH Morello is the final selection.
Kuhan was Commissioner
Emeritus last year. Yeah.
Right. So if the writers really wanted to, they could make GH Morello Commissioner of the Day, but thanks to his hard work all throughout today, Commissioner of the Day is once again Deadline Commish.
Congratulations to Deadline
created the game, in my opinion.
Fracking fucking Anistart. Don't even goddamn play.
That wasn't me. That was Jack Cuss.
Fuck you, Jack. Fracking Anistart.
Who I also campaigned for, but he lost.
Yeah, Jack Cuss, even Jack Cuss, not Fracking. Fracking should not earn any awards for this game for being co-commissioner for the 2 days before and then never popping in ever again, doing nothing but complaining about it.
Isn't that what Dan does?
Burning down Nike.
Wait a minute, didn't you just describe Dan Matthews?
Yeah, but at least Dan, hold on. But Dan helped out the first year.
And
the second year.
And the second year.
Dan came back.
And I fed Alex the third. Alex slept on my couch. I gave him free room and board.
I gave you a free Domino's pizza that I had earned by ordering previous Domino's pizza.
No, you're right, Dan. All of Alex's success is your success because you fed him.
That is true.
Because you fed him and clothed him.
As we previously established.
Benefactor Dan, this is what I do. I give you guys, access to Reddit Stream Unlimited.
He runs a trade deadline game incubator.
I do.
Oh my god.
Erlich fucking Bachman.
I run a trade deadline game startup fund. It's I'm kind of like an angel investor, you could say, in young commissioners. So,
Amazing.
I'm paying
Yeah,
for
that's
Joe's
all my
college.
stuff. That's all my stuff is head of the Reddit Baseball Writers Association.
Dan is basically Peter Thiel.
That's true. I do actually send you guys things. I'm like, this is what I want to happen today, and then I leave.
Oh man, this reminds me like year 3, like last year, we were having a planning session like ahead of time, and Dan goes on like a 15-minute tangent on here's what I want to happen, and it's like all stuff that would be amazing and we all agree with, but also just isn't feasible because this was a week before the game started, and we're like, we agree with you. That sounds like more the future stuff. He's like, I need a database, and I want trades to happen in real time, and I want this full website, fully animated.
Hey, I bought a website. I started.
You did buy the website. TradeDeadline.xyz, just like Hooli.xyz.
No, I'm just saying that by revealing all this information, I'm reducing the number of Matthews bucks that you will receive at the end of the week.
What if I do a double load of dishes?
No, you need to further my my trade deadline cause. Then you get your Matthews bucks.
What if I do a load of dishes with your face on them?
Well, that changes things. It depends on whether you're using detergent or detergent, really.
Of course, detergent.
So good,
Alex. Thank you.
So good. I really like that joke a lot. I mean, I know I'm not laughing. That doesn't mean I didn't like it.
I'm still partial to Joey Vito. Moving on.
Oh wait, no, you missed when I said that the game is being brought to you by the Dan Matthews Foundation.
Foundation. That's very good. That's very good.
You're welcome, world.
Sorry, hold on. I gotta change lanes.
Okay. Should we have the GMs on?
Yeah, let's have the GMs on.
Sure.
All right.
I don't think we have anything else to do.
I have just sent invites to the 2 GMs who have contacted me via Slack.
Should I go buy cookies?
Yes.
Yeah, you should.
No.
You can drop them off at my place.
It's a bit far.
Yeah.
We should talk about how there's not going to be a game tomorrow morning.
Until 10 a.m.
Mountain?
8 a.m. Mountain.
I thought Young Joe was going to open things up.
I can open things up at 8 a.m. Mountain tomorrow.
Well, I thought Young Joe was available till 11 a.m. Mountain tomorrow.
I thought he wasn't. I thought for whatever reason he said he wasn't.
I can open things up at 8 a.m. Mountain.
We'll double check, but at the very least, we'll just open up a little bit late.
He wasn't. I thought for whatever reason he said he wasn't.
Caller, turn down your radio. We'll double check, but at the very least, we'll just open up a little bit late.
Someone's got some echo.
Caller, turn down your radio.
Hear ourselves through your channel.
Okay, I've just muted our caller.
Wait, here's the thing I don't understand. He's not acting like he can hear us, but we can hear us through him. So I don't understand what's going on.
No, because we're hearing the stream audio through him.
Well, I
don't think he can. Well,
we can hear it. We can hear us saying that he needs to turn down his radio.
Well, not anymore because he's muted.
Well,
yeah, he's muted. Yeah.
He's just playing.
I'm trying to figure out how to unmute him now. That's the problem.
We're getting no-sold like fucking crazy right now.
Can he unmute himself? Yeah, he's making note. Like, does he know what's happening? I can't tell.
Yeah, he does. He can listen.
He's smirking at us.
Okay, so joining us now is Admiral Jones, the GM of the Washington Nationals. Admiral Jones, welcome to the show. Would you mind unmuting yourself?
God damn it.
I believe he would mind. Now he's just mute. What the fuck?
I think this might just be a protest at this point.
I can unmute myself whenever I want, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what we were asking you to do.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm so lost.
Khan's like, he's not just handing what to.
I honestly don't know how you guys are doing because I'm wearing headphones, but go figure.
For some reason, we were hearing ourselves from your computer speakers from the stream.
But I'm wearing
I don't know why. I can't tell you.
It wasn't coming through my speakers at all.
We don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
You came on, and all of a sudden we had a whole feedback loop going on.
Well,
it's fine.
Are we good now?
It's fine now. It's all good. We're all fine here.
This is, believe me, not the worst that's gone on a stream that Dan and I run.
Okay, so who was involved in this? Because they're the people who should talk to Admiral Jones.
Yeah. So, Jones, 2 trades to talk about here, right? And you want to defend your honor with both?
I can talk about whatever. I mean, I was much busier today than I was yesterday, even though yesterday is when I guess won GM of the day.
Yeah, first of all, let's start with that. You won
wait.
yesterday.
Well, sorry, no. First thing I want to start with is how did the piss test go?
Oh, as far as I know, it went great.
Great, fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah,
What was the color?
Because you said I gotta go take a piss test, and then you were gone for like 5 hours.
How hydrated are you? What was the color? Can we get that?
It was like mostly clear. I was pretty hydrated.
There you go. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
It's good.
That's good. That means you're
Good.
drinking lots of
Were you
water.
hydrated or were you
I do drink a lot of water.
hydrated?
I do drink a lot of water, Mr. Alex.
See, there we go.
No, I actually, I mean, I abstained from, in order to pass a drug test, I abstained from doing any drugs for a little while. It's generally what you do. So
You look like that's a struggle for you.
oh, come on.
I don't know.
Jeez, Alex.
Look, first off,
I'm not talking about weed. I'm not talking weed.
I get it.
Just because he's a white guy with long hair.
Yeah. Is that?
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I do not consume nearly as much as a lot of my friends do, as a lot of people do. So
That wasn't a blanket no. So
it
wasn't
hard. It wasn't hard.
Let's count the modifiers here. I don't smoke as much as my friend.
It wasn't hard for me, but it wasn't not a change.
yeah, I don't smoke as much as my friend Snoop Dogg does.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's get to his brass tacks here.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, somebody like pinged me in a different chat. It's like a different baseball chat that I'm in, and they're like, "Hey, you won GM of the day." I'm like, "Why?" So that's how that went. Because I literally made one trade the entire day, and
your entrance to the thread or to the chat though was pretty good. I wonder if that won some people over.
That was amazing. If I recall correctly, it was Sup Fuckos, and then you just
probably Sup Fuckos.
Yeah, it was Sup Fuckos. A couple of quick things. I'll make more trades later. Gotta go take a piss test. Gone for 5 hours.
Yeah, dude, that's me, all right. But no,
it was great.
I had to do other stuff too. It wasn't just the drug test. But
Did you though?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Did you though?
Yes.
I think we're questioning your devotion to the game now.
Oh man, great. Okay.
You're almost less devoted than Dan is.
Yeah.
Today I'm
sorry, what?
You waited way too long to respond, Dan.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, I had my mic muted. This is a conversation for you guys. I was not involved in this, so I am catching up on.
You weren't involved because you were uninvolved in the game today. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Legendary dedication, of course, last season.
So Jonesy feels great.
I was out of the country and I still built the entire spreadsheet for you. It would not have run without me.
The spreadsheet got built for our hockey.
Yes, and I built it then too.
It's the same spreadsheet.
But you don't
get the exact same spreadsheet.
The same spreadsheet twice.
It's not the exact same spreadsheet. There were a lot of changes made. Okay, hockey was where we perfected it.
That's true. There was an additional clause in hockey.
This is getting heated. I can tell.
Okay, so for the record, I'm the one who's commissioned the most days total. So let's go down to brass tacks.
Are you counting today?
No, I'm not counting today, but I am counting hockey.
Well, can you take one day off of whatever you think your total is for today because of the negative work you did?
That's fair. So 2 big trades today from you, right? WAPO. Let's talk about that.
There was a couple good things going on today for me. Yeah, Washington Post was a big one. A lot of people wanted that account, which I guess kind of makes sense. But it was quite the bidding war. I think by the time I got home yesterday, I already had like 7 or 8 PMs from people that were like either asking me what the price was on WAPO or offering me something for WAPO. So I got back and I was like, all right, well, I obviously have something to work with here in terms of assets. So today was just the process of kind of figuring out who was really serious and who was not so serious. and the bidding was pretty fevered for the most part. But ultimately, we went with Texas because the Rangers were extremely dedicated to making it happen, and were willing to give up a lot in order to make it happen. And I was really happy with the return that I got. So I have no complaints about that trade.
Did you get an offer from the Mariners?
I did not.
I think you should have just sent him there.
Why?
Because they got bought by the Amazon dude, isn't he? Seattle.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos. Yeah.
I actually was. The finalists were Texas, Cleveland, and the Mets, I believe, were the finalists on that. And the Mets pulled out before the other two, so it came down to Texas and Cleveland, and the Texas offer was just better.
Yeah.
And I think I ended up pulling almost 900,000 TKV for Washington Post. So I was happy with that.
Karma is not the measure of a man.
It's not, but I also really like the users that we got. So, we got CJN13, who's massively active, and all 5 guys that we got basically immediately showed up in r/nationals as soon as I pinged.
I like to hear. Did I test?
Cool. So as soon as I pinged all those guys, they showed up, and they all were like, "Yeah, let's go, fucking Bryson, my home run derby," shit like that. So nice. People showed up quick and seemed excited to be there.
Good hosts.
Yep, I'm excited about it. And then eFits 11 was the other big one. Obviously, I have a much more personal relationship with Fitz than I do with
with the Post.
Fitz is a guy that I like.
The film The Post, starring Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks.
Yeah, no. Fitz is a guy that I actually talk to every day on Discord and stuff. We actually chat all the time. So with the guys that I talk to a lot from the national sub,
you didn't talk all day on Discord today. Because that shit went down. Fuck that fucking stupid shit. Do.
We talk a lot every day, but for the guys that I do talk to more on the national sub, like Fitz and like other guys some of them I still haven't traded, but those guys I try to get them to a place that they'd actually like to go. And so I was consulting with Fitz, and he gave me a list of destinations that he would prefer. It came down to St. Louis and Arizona as the 2 biggest bidders at the end of the day. And Fitz had told me that he would prefer not to go too far west because he doesn't want to have to stay up late to watch games. So ultimately I went with St. Louis because it is a central time zone rather than mountain time or Pacific. And the offers were honestly comparable to me. So I didn't necessarily think that one was better than the other. So I just went with the one that I thought Fitz would enjoy more.
Just because, like I said earlier in the stream, Fitz has spent time in St. Louis, not in actual St. Louis, in our Cardinals. I believe 2 years ago he was traded to our Cardinals, and I'm sure. I
believe last year he ended up on the Rockies, and I think that was part of why he wanted to end up somewhere farther east this time.
He ended up on the Rockies, and then you fucked me on the last day of trading and got him onto the Twins. And then Mighty Minnesota came out of nowhere and retook the Twins. And
you could have at least, if you wanted to do that right, you could have at least just reversed the trade instead of doing a second trade where I got less back than I had originally.
I think we all know that I don't actually look at the trades. I just sign off on them.
Well, honestly, so I said earlier on today's trade deadline today episode, which was essentially just me in front of the camera, processing trades, answering questions, and listening to my friend's album. I said the same thing. I was like, look, when you're commish, you're not seeing what any of the trades are. You're just saying, NTC, no. NTC, no. Traded 5 times, no. Great. Okay, cool. Process.
Yep.
I have no idea what any of the names of anybody traded, unless a couple of them I recognize a name. I'm like, oh, hey, I recognize that name. So I'll remember T-Doc was traded today. I'll remember that. I just don't remember where she was traded to or what happened exactly. I just remember. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that name.
Angels, by the way.
Yeah, well, I actually did know that one, but
I'm even worse though because the only time I've ever just GM'd and not been, well, I guess not. I was the only GM was for the Leafs for our hockey one, and it was like I didn't know the players that I didn't know who I was trading, and it wasn't like I was processing the trades.
That was great because I really admired your strategy for that. You were like, all I need is +1 user. I don't care karma count.
Yeah, and no, couldn't care less. Give me. I need it to be at least a 3-to-1. That's what I need. I need 3-to-1 for all my guys. And then they're like, yeah. And then all people are like, well, I'm trying to balance out the karma. I don't care. Just give me 3 guys. Give me the first 3 guys on the sheet. I don't give a fuck what they are.
You're like, give me 3 guys with balance karma. I'll take 3 guys with low karma for a guy with like mid karma. That's fine.
I'll take
Alex was great
guys
GM
with negative karma. I don't give a shit.
No, but yeah, that's definitely something we're trying to fix from the commissioner's office, and that's one of the ways that we've redefined my role within the office, at least this year. In great part because I don't want to spend as much time looking at the sheet because apparently I break the sheet.
To be fair, I also broke the sheet today, and I designed the sheet, so it happens.
Yeah. Hey, can we just, while we're all talking, agree that we need to change the name of the trades sheet? Okay, that's just rude. But that we need to change the name of the trades sheet to literally anything else so that I stop putting trades in there and breaking the sheet.
I'm fine with that. I'll do that in a minute.
Cool. Anything further, Jonesy?
What was that?
Anything further, Jonesy?
Oh, I mean, I could just talk about whatever. There's a lot of like some stuff that I've got coming in the coming down the tubes. Is obviously I have Misspelling, who is kind of a hot commodity at the moment because he's, I believe, the only r/baseball mod that has not yet been traded. So he's
if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, Jones, you also have the only commissioner who has not been traded, which is Tom Riddler. I was also
going to mention that I have Tom Riddler.
Yeah.
That I have to consider dealing as well. I have a lead for Tom Riddler, actually, but I'm going to have to pursue it further before I say anything more about that.
Regrettably, I can no longer offer ownership of our Shycucks.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Why? What happened?
Because he traded it. He traded it to the Cubs.
Traded it? Oh, that's unfortunate.
Wait, you traded it to the Cubs?
Of all the teams, give it to the Cubs, man. Come on.
Yeah. Well, here's the reason. I thought our Shycucks could be their Panic City.
You should have traded it to the Cardinals. I feel like that.
I tried to last year.
You could have gotten a way better deal from Bus. Thank you, Street.
I think Bus or Toshlag would have given you something good for it. I don't know who. I think it was That's What She Said last year, or maybe it was Return of the Hack.
Hack.
It
might have been.
Was it Hack?
Hack is usually the GM, but he, I guess, didn't do it this year.
Hack is necessarily usually the GM. Yeah, no. Well, Hack was last year, but the
Bus was 2 years
wait,
ago.
When was? Cool. Oh, That's What She Said was for
winter meetings.
No, you're breaking up.
Did.
Well, in any event,
I'm going to assume he meant winter meetings, and go on.
I tried.
Sorry, my phone was switching to the Wi-Fi. We've had many different GMs for the card.
Naeem, do you want to hang up and then get back to us when you're back in on actually on
house
in your stuff?
That's a no.
He can't answer that question.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I tried. So the way that I spun it to the
Apologies.
game note was that they could use it as a meme sub. Oh, and that caused a panic moment too because I asked. Okay. I asked Analog Boy if we could have our Shycucks in the OP because our thread got removed last year. It got removed today too, but it got removed last year specifically for our Shycucks. So I asked. He said I would not recommend it, but then Kuhan put it in the OP anyway. So I was desperate.
Accidentally, yeah, I wasn't thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, is anyone editing the thread? Like, we need to get it out of the thread now. And of course, it's the time. Once a day, everyone has to ignore me for at least an hour, and that was, of course, when this is going on.
It was like a minute and a half, Alex.
It was so long. And then you said,
Alex, don't cry.
And then you said, you're like, I edited it out. And I'm like, I'm looking at it right now. Like, you did not. So
I definitely, my internet was a little bit spotty when I was editing it out, so it makes sense that it did not get edited out properly.
Do we have the picture of Alex holding a beer thinking someone is going to murder me tonight? Because that's him right now.
I don't even.
I just thought we were gonna get the thread removed again. I just thought we were gonna get the thread removed again. I was really afraid of that.
Yes, the deadline commish had like a Josh Hader moment today, right?
So there was a trade for the user.
What did I say?
No.
The user, it's an AZ Diamondbacks user. And
That's what it was.
I was going to trade for him, and his name is. I was actually going to trade for him, but it didn't happen. His name is Tab Tangari, and in his username, it has the letters NGGER in succession. And so I guess it got pulled for that.
And the thread just completely went down. And we're like, "What the hell is going on? What happened? Like, why?"
By Automod.
We're honestly, it's lucky that Analog Boy was in like around at the time, because he's the only one who's, I think, the only our baseball mod who's in our Slack. So we're like, what's going on? At Analog Boy, please help. And he's like, hold on, let me take a look. Okay, looks like Automod got rid of it. We're fixed now. Like, okay, why did Automod get rid of it? Well, you see.
This one guy has a username
that happens to have most of the N-word in it.
Yeah. Surely an accident. That's just really unfortunate. Like, I don't even know how to. Oh well, it happens.
Was he a neighborhood nagger? Was that his problem?
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna look up his username and see if it means anything.
Hopefully it doesn't mean what we all think.
Wow.
You're like, oh no, it's just racist. Like, oh damn.
Well, I'm curious.
We thought it was funny, and then
god damn it!
I don't think there's anything, because it's literally in the middle of the word. Like, it's kind of how.
Listen, you shouldn't give people like that the benefit of the doubt.
It's like how you can't spell American Dream without Eric Andre. It's just one of those things where like it just happens.
Just blew my mind.
Yeah.
No, but you can't give people the benefit of the doubt like that. Like, if they read that and they're like, yeah, this is fine. Like, come on.
Wait, the username?
Yeah.
The username's fine.
Hashtag resist.
Alex, no. There's nothing back here. But I changed my shirt actually to.
I don't know how to access the chat from in here, but I'm trying to.
I need someone to get me a screen cap of Dan tonight so I can put a tiki torch in his hand.
Don't do that.
Oh my god!
You know I hate it when you do that.
See, the best part of that is that Alex
keep your hands off camera, dude.
I just love how you're bickering like a married couple. Like, I hate it when you do that, Alex.
Alex, you're gonna have to spend another week on the couch if you do that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna give you blankets this time, or a pillow.
Oh man.
Yeah, Alex doesn't actually know how Photoshop works. He just knows how to Photoshop tiki torches onto people's
hands. I know how to duplicate a layer. And so I take it and I duplicate the tiki torch layer. And then I edit the size. And I put them all around Kansas City.
Dan, are you trying to get fucking wine drunk on stream again this year?
That's the plan. That's the
cool. Yep.
That's that is literally my aesthetic
goal.
That's literally your thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm known for. I'm known for being the benefactor of this. I'm known for drinking wine. Those are the two things that I contribute.
Don't fuck with Dan and his red wine, man.
Red wine.
It's good wine.
I've had wine at Dan's apartment before. It's great. Great atmosphere for it.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Joe, I actually added a really nice Persian rug since you've been here. So.
Were we gonna add the Rangers GM on here at some point as well?
Yeah. He's ready to go whenever we want to add him. So
just bring him in.
Okay.
I feel like I'm still debating if I should do what I did last year on Friday night and end up in my friend's apartment.
Oh yeah, when you're taking a shit in the tub. I remember that.
What the fuck?
That's not what was happening, but
you missed a lot. Don't worry about it.
I totally remember that.
Certainly did. I'll go back and watch it.
Well, it's because you guys. We do this the week of Pitchfork every year, and I go to Pitchfork every year. So.
Caller, please turn down your radio.
Caller, turn on your radio, please.
Hey guys, if you're on the conference call, please mute your microphone if you're not actually if you're not talking. I don't know if you guys are on a lot of conference calls, but pretty generic.
Rangers GM, you ready?
Yeah.
Reed 17.
Yeah.
AKA the Boss Jarhead. No, wait, not the Boss Jarhead. That's New York.
Yeah, no, it's Reed 17, aka Reed 17.
Yeah, not bad.
He's Reed 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
bad. I was switching between streams and turning off the
Can you guys see my video?
And,
Yeah,
I can see your video.
All right, cool. For some reason, it's not. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hey, Reed.
For a moment, I was off the camera, and I don't understand.
Reed, I just see a palm tree. What's going on, buddy?
Oh no, I just turned off my video.
That's his emotional state right now.
Oh, that's it. Okay. So this is. You see what happens?
Yeah, it's just my picture.
You see what happens, Joe and Alex? this becomes a podcast with a couple people looking at each other.
What do you want from me? Dude, I don't have the capability.
Yeah, okay. Sure thing, buddy.
I don't have standard internet, you guys.
Does your phone not have a camera on it?
That's just I don't.
Oh,
like,
my phone.
Is it 2005, Alex?
Well, no, it's like where I hold.
Are you calling us from a Motorola Razr right now?
Alex,
No,
honestly,
Alex.
you sound like you're calling us through a pillow. I'll be honest with you. There's not a lot of audio quality.
Alex doesn't understand the jokes I'm making right now because he was on the boat during that time.
Is this better?
It's way better. Yeah.
But I don't want to do it.
Nope. Now it sounds bad again.
Well, that was me.
Okay.
All right, fine. There we go.
I mean, it's just your voice. It's bad in the first place.
Yeah, to be fair.
Okay.
Just like your hideous face and how short you are.
Guys, how long has the stream been going?
I've been trying to figure it out, but there's no YouTube's metrics are broken, so I don't know.
Does it not say at the bottom of the screen thing?
It doesn't tell us.
I
can tell you our
like
average
an hour and 6
listenership.
minutes.
Viewers watch for an average of 21 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I understand that. We're at an hour and 6 minutes. We have one dislike.
Now that I'm back in studio, you can see we are trade deadline tonight, day 2 with the
Hey,
torches.
look at this! Oh, we have quality. This is amazing. Okay, great.
See, this is what we've missed the last 2 days.
Production value.
Yeah, this is.
We had Trogdor up there briefly. It's great.
Trogdor was up there at some point. Yeah. Now it's just advertising our after show, which is hot takes with Fake Plastic Alex.
Oh, does Fake Plastic Alex host an audio show at 2 a.m.?
Also, Plastico Alex.
Wait. It's fake. Is
Yes,
it Fake Plastic Alex Jones who hosts it?
How did we not think of that?
Is it?
I'm upset we didn't. That's amazing.
We're the guys who came up with Joey Vito, but we couldn't come up with Fake Plastic Alex Jones.
I'm just saying that
they're turning the freaking Marlins gay. Pierce.
We have someone requesting hat change. Go on.
Yeah, we need a hat change.
Oh, have I been traded?
Thank you, Dan the Man 1695, who I'm not so sure about.
Hold on. If you guys want to process, hold on. There is a trade with me in the queue. If you want to process that trade, I can do a hat change.
Anyone want to do that?
No, I do not.
That's no.
Then no hat change.
Okay.
Yeah, officially, the trade has not been processed, and so he is not required to report.
So the trade will
also you're not required to report until Friday anyway. It could have been
processed.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's true, but I have no qualms with reporting. The trade hasn't been processed, so.
Oh, hey, Young Joe is in the Slack.
What?
Oh man, let's invite him into the call so I can publicly shame him and make him cry.
Dan, make sure to tell him to turn on his camera. He's got to turn on his camera if he's going to join the call.
Guys, this is important. This is like I don't understand. It's like a mixture of like a Skype call and like a podcast from 3 days ago.
I'm sorry, my drivers don't work, Dan.
Sorry, wait, real quick. Reed, are you still here?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the topics that we added Reed here for, please?
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Oh, hey, Joe's here. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
Joe.
How was Ghostbusters?
It's just us like dicking around with each other, and Reed's just sitting here waiting like patiently, like
Reed-
as if this is a real thing.
Reed, you've
that
done
he should
really
be
well.
Quiet for.
Feel free to interrupt. It's fine.
No, I'm gonna
That's
start
what I've been
muting.
trying to do all night. It's hard to interrupt over Alex.
I'm gonna start
What the
muting
fuck
people.
has happened all day?
I'm gonna start muting people if we don't get to Reed. So Reed, please, after you.
Starting with this. I don't think that worked.
I don't know what's
Starting with what
happened all day.
exactly?
Oh,
Oh, well, so I believe old decrepit Joe should be running this because Joe.
'Cause I was actually here, and I am the head of the writers' union.
Yes, both of those things
Which
are true.
totally isn't
And both of those things
state
are
run
why.
who won the things today? Did I win commissioner of the day because I wasn't here all day?
No, you lost.
Joe, will
Damn.
Just mute him. Mute him.
Ask us in the
Cut his
Slack.
mic.
Mute
Goddamn.
classic.
It seems
Alex,
to be that the
Joe.
people who are
Okay,
Mute Joe.
Joe's muted. Young Joe's muted. All right, let's
Cool.
get to Reed.
So
All right.
you made a trade earlier today, right?
Made a few.
You know which trade I'm talking about, buddy?
Uh,
I believe you sent away Dentix, I think is how you pronounce that.
Dentex X, I think. XS, I
Yeah.
think is what it was.
And what did you get anything back for that, bud?
No, apparently not. I would first like to say that this is not my fault. This was our other general manager, Mr. Eli Fad 18, who had this mistake. I was not aware of it until I was asked to comment on it.
So what subreddit do you represent?
I represent our Texas Rangers.
And what subreddit were the players sent to?
The players were sent to the commonly mistaken for our Texas Rangers, our Rangers, home
Yes.
of the New York Rangers, the hockey team.
One of the New York Hockey Rangers. And they'll also be
and what
receiving
team were
the
they
Hockey
going
Rangers.
from to come to your team, but instead going to the wrong team?
Oh, they were coming from the New York Yankees subreddit.
So they went from New
So-
York to New York.
They would, yes.
Not just from New York to New York, from Manhattan to Manhattan.
Yankees are in
Yankees
Bronx,
are in Bronx.
buddy.
Are they? Shit.
Yes.
Yeah, the Bronx Bombers.
The Bronx Bombers. Yeah.
Yeah, so they went
Yeah,
still. You're saying that.
yeah, maybe like a.
I feel like most people in Manhattan are probably Yankees fans. He says completely erroneously.
Yeah. As far as
Yeah.
I'm aware, Yankees fans are generally speaking also going to be Rangers fans.
Yeah. So, yeah, how do you feel about that trade,
So,
buddy?
I'm a little disappointed, but we were fortunate that it wasn't any particular power users
True.
that were getting sent away.
And then you didn't get anything back.
Yeah, we lost one guy, and we were supposed to get, I think, 2 or 3 users back, and instead we get to have a good laugh about it.
You tried. Would you like to comment on any of your other trades today?
Yeah, I had a few today. Only.
Well, since we have both of the
particularly
GMs
notable
that were
one.
involved. Well, sorry, was Reed? Were you the GM that did the
Yes.
Washington Post trade, or was that the other?
Yeah, I negotiated the Washington Post trade.
So since
He
both,
did
since
indeed.
both of them are here right now, do we have any other questions about the Washington Post trade that we didn't already ask Jonesy?
Yeah, I mean, when I went after the Washington Post, I mean, as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to have it, just because. I mean, that's probably. I mean, even if the Washington Post has forgotten about this, I mean, after all,
I
it's
believe.
been
Sorry, I believe that's exactly what Jeff Bezos did. As soon as he saw, he knew he had to have it.
yeah, it's been a busy week for the Washington Post, I'd imagine. So I'd understand why they would have forgotten this whole deal, but still, the Washington Post is going to be the most notable, I'd imagine, Reddit user in the trade deadline game, as long as we don't have
until
like
MLB official signs up on Friday again.
yeah, until MLB official signs up, or we get like a Reddit admin or something like that. But I mean, it probably ended up not being a very important trade as far as like people were notable about. I have not received word from the Washington Post on anything yet. Although the trade did happen a little late in the day. Hopefully I get a message back or something, or some notice of activity tomorrow morning. Which is when I imagine they'll be checking this.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we did have a Reddit admin the first or second year play for the Giants. And we also, in the hockey version of the game, had Will Wheaton.
Yeah, we had a few. I remember there being a few notable names. I mean, there was a Rocket League dev already traded. And
who's gotten a couple votes for Player of the Day in mostly the wrong leagues, I think.
Yeah, and earlier today, it's probably I'm leaking info here, but I was offered a local, I'm not sure local, but a writer for The Ringer. Trying to look up the name who's participating in this for the Washington Post. Kevin O'Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin O'Connor's in it?
Yep.
Yes.
Red Sox.
Yep. For the Red Sox. I was offered him.
Kevin O'Connor, NBA.
I will say that I have declined the offer just because, not because I'm particularly keen on hanging on to the Washington Post, but I feel like if we're going to be trading users like that, I'd rather it be users for celebrity as opposed to celebrity swap, just because it's, I after the Washington Post trade, I saw people getting, or I saw people receiving, or people who were traded in that deal, being excited that they were traded for the Washington Post. So I think it's kind of a fun deal for the people who are involved in the trades as well. And if you just end up, swapping celebrities back and forth.
I certainly remember when it's always nice to have, like, I was traded for the Rocket League dev or even the people who were traded for the Deegis in year one were excited because they were like, I was part of the Deegis package. And he was and is a prominent our baseball personality. So it's always I think that's part of the big fun of stuff is to see who you're traded for. And when you're part of a trade for somebody big, then that makes you feel more important than you actually are. No, I'm kidding. That makes gives you a sense of enjoyment, a sense of accomplishment, and I think that's part of the fun of the game.
Yeah, it's like when you do the like Secret Santa, the Reddit Secret Santa every year. Like Bill Gates does it every year. You don't want Bill Gates giving it to some other celebrity, right? You want to be the one who gets to be picked by Bill Gates.
Gives something to Jeff Bezos. Like, cool, man.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
That'd be pretty bogus to be. Yeah, that would be pretty shitty.
Bill Gates gives the Washington Post to Jeff Bezos.
That would be amazing. I kind of want to see that, actually. That would be hilarious. Jeff Bezos gives the Washington Post to Bill Gates.
That'd be something.
And Bill Gates gives the cure to malaria to Jeff Bezos in return.
Oh my god!
Well, this is hilarious.
It's malarious.
Oh,
boom! I almost fell off my chair just now.
Is it because you were laughing at the picture I made of Dan?
No, it was because I was doing the and like leaning back on the stool that is not super stable. But now I'm about to laugh at this picture you made of Dan.
No, it's not a funny picture.
Can we screen share that?
It's a stupid picture. I don't like it.
Look how happy he is with it, though. He's really getting a kick out of that tiki torch.
I can go ahead and screen share this real quick.
Please don't.
All right, fine.
Please spare Dan the pain.
I was at Marshall's the other day, and I was surprised they were still actually selling tiki torches.
I know. I saw that snap. That's hilarious.
That was amazing.
Hey, we can't let the alt-right commandeer tiki torches for everybody.
Just saying.
Yeah, you got to take it back. You got to,
take back tiki torches.
Buy more. If nothing.
Is this the line we're drawing in the sand?
Tiki torches.
Hashtag take back the tiki.
Like black people.
Hashtag not all torches. All right.
Cool.
Hold up.
The dead air is always really good on this show.
This is really important.
Right.
It's
the
just
best.
Of course.
Yeah, I actually was looking into acquiring Kevin O'Connor myself because I'm a fan of his, but we will see.
I almost, legitimately, I almost traded our Shycucks for that, but XS16 was like, I need to sit on this and, need to wait and figure it out. It's like, you'll never beat this name of a sub. You'll never beat it.
There we go, guys. It's right at the top of the board. Hashtag not all tikis.
There we are. Guys, we've been going for an hour 20.
Yeah. All right.
That's not bad.
I'm gonna head out because I've got to go to bed because it's 1:25 here. But
All right. Well, thanks for joining us then.
yeah, enjoy the after hours show with fake plastic Alex Jones.
Hashtag hot takes with fake plastic Alex Jones.
I don't know, conspiracy theories. There's there is a conspiracy theory coming down the pipe that we're working on, so you guys can conjecture about that. That'll be fun.
As you know, all of our storylines go over very, very well.
Yeah, I honestly don't have that much faith in this one going anywhere.
Oh, this one's gonna be great.
We're great at storylines. Okay, we're the best at storylines. We're tremendous, very good at storylines. We have the best storylines. Okay.
All right.
Big.
This game used to be fun. This game used to be fun.
Now it's just work.
Well, no, now it's just about specific users trying to show how important they are.
And on that note, good night.
It's with Alex.
Yeah.